Hey guys, welcome to Phone Radar. This is Chetan and today we are comparing two smartphones having the same price and which are the worthy competitors in the budget smartphone market right now. It's the Xiaomi's Redmi 2 and the U Euphoria. Redmi 2 is here since quite some time, but the U Euphoria has been just launched around a week back and we have got some good tests done already, and here's the comparison between the two. Firstly, talking about the specs, the Redmi 2 comes with a 4.7 inch with a 720p display and the U Euphoria comes with a 5 inch display with the same resolution, and both have the same power, that's the Snapdragon 410 chipset with the Adreno 306 GPU, but internally they aren't the same in all ways because the Redmi 2 comes with 1GB of RAM and the Euphoria has 2GB of RAM, and the storage internally given is 8GB for the Redmi 2 while it's 16GB for the U Euphoria. On most of the other aspects they are the same, and even with the battery there's no huge difference. So firstly about the design, both are very well made and the Redmi 2 is very much compact for a 4.7 inch screen. Still the Euphoria has a little edge over the Redmi 2 because of the metallic sides and the curvy body that it has, and overall with the symmetrical design we did like the U Euphoria over the Redmi 2 for most of the time. Next is the display, where the Redmi 2 has a better pixel density because it's a 720p display but it's under a 4.7 inch screen, unlike the 5 inch screen with the U Euphoria. But the Gorilla Glass 3 is always better against the AGC Dragon Trial protection given on the Redmi 2, so the scratches are better protected on the U Euphoria. Though for a 5 inch not fully advantageous everywhere because the navigation buttons on the bottom are a part of the screen on the U Euphoria, and although the company had said that there's an option to switch between that and a hardware button below the screen, there's no such option given in the OS. Next, talking about the OS and the interface, it's always a personal choice for the user because MIUI and CyanogenMod both are some custom ROMs that have a lot of options to play around with, but still the Cyanogen OS 12 that's based on the Android 5.0 Lollipop on the U Euphoria is a little buggy, and there are a few bugs that we keep noticing this time around for the Cyanogen OS 12 particularly because the earlier versions had no such issues. And the MIUI on the Redmi 2 is based on Android 4.4.4 KitKat, but there are no bugs and no issues as such, but still for a software issue we always expect some updates in the future for them to be resolved. So for us still the Cyanogen OS 12 based on Android Lollipop is a better choice, though there are a few bugs that we again remind about that are noticeable on the U Euphoria. On the camera side, Redmi 2 is better hands down because with the capture speed as well as with the capture quality, both ways the Redmi 2 takes an edge over the U Euphoria. The color reproduction is better on the Redmi 2, even on low light it works better than the U Euphoria, and on the video recording as well there are little shakes noticed on the Euphoria when you compare that with the Redmi 2. On the storage and RAM management, it's better on the Euphoria because the users get 16GB of internal storage, of which about 10.95GB was available for the user to use, while on the Redmi 2 it was about 6GB that was available for the user. So that is where it's better on the Euphoria. Again with the 2GB of RAM, better multitasking is possible on the Euphoria. For the performance, both devices played games flawlessly, both had no lags or no issues as such, and you would have checked the gaming reviews of ours for the Redmi 2 as well as the Euphoria. There was no issues with the gaming as well, and there was no issue with the multitasking, but still for a 2GB of RAM you can expect more apps to be running on the background without getting closed on the Euphoria. But on the heating aspect, the Redmi 2 heated up a bit more than the Euphoria. Although Euphoria went up to 44 degrees at some point, but still the Redmi 2 went over 46 to 47 degrees all the time when the games were being played. Next is the battery, where the capacity is not much different. It's a 2200 mAh battery on the Redmi 2 while it's 2330 mAh on the Euphoria. but on the actual battery backup, it's almost the same, because we get over a day's usage, like 1 day 4 hours of average usage per day, and a screen on time of about 3 hours. So that is where they are almost the same, although the capacity is lesser on the Redmi 2. So overall, which device is better? For us, the Euphoria takes an edge over the Redmi 2 because firstly of the design, that's a metallic side and a symmetrical design that looks much better, although the Redmi 2 is more compact and better to hold in the hand. With the display, again the Gorilla Glass reflection takes an edge, and the Cyanogen OS is based on Android Lollipop, and the RAM and storage are better on the Euphoria. But if you are someone who still in a budget range want a better camera, that's where Redmi 2 takes a better lead, and that is where you might have to go with the Redmi 2. But for almost everything else, it's the Euphoria for us. So this was a quick comparison between the Xiaomi Redmi 2 and the Euphoria smartphones. Keep subscribed to Phone Radar for more videos, and do like this video. Thank you.